If you try to understand the symbiote's lineage in Marvel Universe, you will find a multitude of timelines, alternate universes, and retroactively changed continuity. Basically, every Marvel hero has gotten a shot at fusing with the symbiote for a brief period of time, even Captain America. As far as comic books, animated TV shows, and movies are concerned, Venom is the first alien symbiote from the Clintar, or Battle World planet. Clintar is an artificial planet known as the Planet of the Symbiotes. It is located in a remote sector of the Andromeda Galaxy. In the movie, symbiotes came to Earth on an asteroid. Peter Parker accidentally met and bonded with Venom to become Dark Spider-Man. Later, Spider-Man rejected the power of Venom, and it bonded with Eddie Brock in a church. In the comic, Spider-Man freed the symbiote on the Battle World planet and it bonded with it. Spider-Man returned to Earth with a symbiote, where it later bonded with Eddie Brock in a church, calling themselves Venom. Venom had many temporary hosts, like Lee Price. A petty criminal becomes the unsuspecting host of a pent-up symbiote. And Wei Ying, Brock's ex-wife, takes to the symbiote as She-Venom. Patricia Robertson, the sole survivor of the Christmastown massacre. Reed Richards, Susan Storm, and Jennifer Walters. After Eddie Brock decided to reform and try to make something of his life, he put the Venom symbiote for sale at an auction to raise money for charity. Don Fortunato bought the suit to try to make something out of his son, Angelo. Eddie warned Angelo of the risks involved in using the symbiote, but Angelo decided that anything was worth the risk to escape the life of constant ridicule. Matt Gargan began his criminal career as the Scorpion. The Venom symbiote, which had left its newly deceased host Angelo Fortunato, approached Mac and bonded with him. Mac becomes the new Venom and later the sinister Spider-Man during the Siege of Asgard. Carol Danvers was forcibly bonded to the Venom until she was freed by Spider-Man. Flash Thompson became a new host when he was enlisted as part of Project Rebirth 2.0. He was bonded with the Venom, recently acquired by the US government after Mac Gargan's arrest. While bonded, Flash was able to reproduce his legs and had powers comparable to Spider-Man. After a brief fight with Agent Venom, Otto Octavius forcibly removed the symbiote from Flash. The symbiote, feeling isolated and scared, broke out of the containment and bonded to Octavius, creating a superior Venom. During the battle with Blackheart, Flash gave the symbiote to Red Hulk, Thaddeus Ross, and it bonded with him as well as the Spirit, thus becoming the new Ghost Rider. When Andy was attacked by Jack-O-Lantern, Flash protected Andy with a portion of his symbiote. It ended up bonding to Andy and she became Mania. As part of their program to create a super-powered security force, the Life Foundation scientists kidnapped Venom. They removed his symbiote's seeds, hatched them, and merged the resulting creatures with 5 of the most skilled and trusted employees. Trevor was a mercenary for the sinister Life Foundation. Trevor was picked from the organization's security force to take part in an experiment. Venom went through a procedure where multiple offspring were created from him. Thus, Riot, the product of the symbiote's spawn, and Trevor was born. Similar to Trevor, Leslie, Donna, Carl, Ramon was picked to bond with one of Venom's offspring. Thus, Agony, Scream, Phage, and Lasher were born. The Life Foundation symbiotes broke their restraints and huddled together. The 4 aliens began merging to become a hybrid. Scott saved the hybrid and the symbiote felt that it needed a host and that Scott, the kind one, needed them just as much. After the hybrid symbiote was defused, the Riot symbiote was assigned to Petty Officer Howard Ogden, who trained with it for months teaching it for specific tasks. Agony, Phage, and Lasher were also diffused from hybrid. The others, though apparently due to the diffusioning had become catatonic and unable to totally bond with a host, were given to each member of the Mercury team. Agony was partly bonded to the left arm of Lieutenant James Murphy. Phage was partly bonded to the left arm of Lieutenant Rico Axelson. Lasher was a German Shepherd war dog bonded to the last symbiote. After Eddie Brock rejected his symbiote, Venom, he was prepared to die from his cancer. However, he was touched by Mr. Negative. His inactive symbiote particles became antibodies, forming a new insistent symbiote, Anti-Venom. When Thanos is seeking the Infinity Stones, Venom had been about to spawn as a response to that threat, and left its 999th offspring behind. The newborn symbiote sought out the nearest available host, latching on to Cassidy. Transformed into a black and red monster, Cassidy dubbed himself Carnage. The Carnage had several temporary hosts: John Jameson, Ben Reilly, Spider-Man, Norrin Rad, Silver Surfer, Dr. Carl Malice, Bentley Whitman, Wizard. Born from Carnage as the 1000th symbiote in its lineage, Toxin was feared to be the strongest and most dangerous of the race by both Carnage and Venom besides Null. Shortly after being born, the symbiote united with police officer Patrick Mulligan. Tanis Neves was a psychiatrist assigned to Shriek before briefly wearing the Carnage symbiote. It brought her to Cletus Cassidy and abandoned her to return to him. It was later discovered that she was carrying Carnage's child on her prosthetic arm, thus Scorn was born. Years later, the symbiote was removed from Mulligan by Blackheart. With the help of Venom, Jack-O-Lantern took it to his boss, Crime Master. Crime Master found the perfect host in Eddie Brock, whom he forced to become Toxin's host. That is all about Venom Symbiotes Lineage in the Marvel Universe. What is your favorite host and symbiote pair? Let me know in the comments section, and thanks for watching.